Okay, so this is season 1, episode 4, 7, and we're approaching the climactic bit of the series, which is of course the trial by 7. And this was, I think, one of my maybe my favorite episode, one of my favorite episodes. This one or the last one.
It definitely has my favorite moment.
Yeah. What was your favorite moment?
Well, the bit at the end, he's
Oh yeah.
speech.
Yeah, and actually had the sound, the sort of how the Game of Thrones theme tune.
Yeah, how they let it play and
Yeah.
like the
they let the moment sit. They did
for Baylor.
They had their cake and they eat it. They both had the let's subvert this heroic moment by inserting a fart joke, which has kind of been a bit of the rhythm of this series.
But
then they also still had their cake and gave us the epic moment.
Yeah.
Yes, but I needed that.
Which one is the So that was was it Orthos Bracken or someone like that?
Bracken.
Bracken.
I think is someone says it in the crowd.
The Bracken. So it's the Brackens. Who are the ones that the Brackens are against?
In the Blackwoods.
Blackwoods.
Brackens and the Blackwoods. We see a bit of that in House of the Dragon.
Yeah. We see a decent amount of that in House of the Dragon, really.
Yeah.
Is one more of an asshole house than the other? The Blackwoods don't seem too bad. It's the Brackens that seem to be particularly.
I mean, they're both kind of like the family blood. The blood feud goes back long enough. It's hard to know where it started, and I think there is one side that is more jerky than the other.
I know Bloodraven is a Blackwood, or half Blackwood.
Okay. Blackwood. That's strange.
That explains how he has first man magic.
But do Blackwoods have a first men?
Oh yeah, this is definitely old school first men.
Oh, okay, because they are Riverland people, aren't they? Are they just one of the Riverland houses that are first men?
So I think they've definitely got old blood in them.
Oh, okay. I think you might be right. I think that rings because also
otherwise otherwise where would Bloodraven get his green magic from?
Oh yeah,
he's obviously got the Targaryen magic, but the old blood has come from somewhere. It's also funny that obviously there's werewoods and werewood, and I got stuck in that pun so hard that my brain nearly fell out.
So on the Wiki of Ice and Fire, House Blackwood has a shield where it's basically a weirwood surrounded by crows, which is
that sounds about right.
That's really quite. I mean, that's definitely a first men kind of thing. I'll pop it in the general chat so you get an idea of.
Yep, and also very, very Bloodraven.
That is very Bloodraven. That's
that's the emo cousin throwing his stuff around.
So that's My Chemical Romance on a shield. That is.
I think someone's panicking at that disco.
Oh,
don't get me wrong. Those are my comfort albums, 100%. If I was cool enough to be an emo, I would have been an emo. I was too much of a wallflower to be an emo, but definitely my generation. About 80% of my friends.
I was
the sides fringe and the various shades of colours in their hair.
I was about 1/3 to 1/2 emo. Really, it's.
I was secondhand grunge was the closest I could get to it. So I was wearing the third or fourth hand clothes in various shades of grey. With my dull blonde hair. I'm more emo now than in terms of I have pink hair at the moment. More emo now than I was when it was my generation. My pink tips again. Very being 30 is being 13 but with money to pay for it.
So
the really emo kids in my school were all on my school bus.
Oh right, emo school bus.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Did your school bus look like this shield?
Some of them had that. Some of those people had that aesthetic.
Right, so
and they're ruling the world now, or being depressed millennials, one or the other.
Yeah. That's it. That's how it goes. That's where we are.
It's a binary.
So, we
Blackwood's and Brackens.
yeah. We see Egg in his Targaryen finery at the beginning of the episode.
He looks so out of place in it. It looks so missized on him. It's great. He just looks wonderfully uncomfortable in it.
Yeah. I don't know what to make of it. He looks like a miniature wizard.
Yeah, he looks like he's wearing someone else's clothes. Like it's good costuming because it tells someone. Because I was thinking in the last episode how well he moved during the scene where he's like running around with a horse. A really long robe. Like as a girl who loves long swooshy skirts, being able to pelt it in a skirt that long, it's not without skill, particularly for a male actor. Like that to be able to move that well in a skirt that long, it's possible again as someone who loves a long skirt. It's doable. Like I love the fact that he kind of just looks less comfortable and less free and less just himself.
Yeah.
Or dressed in Targaryen black. It's so it's again, Jenny's shout for costuming. I was going to comment on how good the cousin's apple armor was in the last sequence, but I'll shout out instead.
Rossaway's
armor is amazing.
Fossaway, sorry, not Rossaway. Fossaway.
Yeah.
The copper-looking armor.
Yeah.
Copper-looking armor with the apples on it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But instead, I will shout out the fact that they made Egg look so uncomfortable in Targaryen red and black. It's just it's a really nice way of presenting the character in costume.
Sorry, you got me onto the Fossaway army now.
I pointed it out. Oh no, really pretty. Like it's actively pretty. Let's look at.
Yeah, but I'm going. I don't. Is Stefan Fossaway going to be that good of a fighter? I can't remember how this went down in the books, particularly the specifics.
Can't remember either.
Not that I care to. Like, I'm trying to sort of.
I'm also trying to remember. Is this before or after the Fossaway split in terms of story?
I think this is what causes the split.
Is this what causes the green and red apple split?
Yeah.
Is this where the smoothie happens? I am trying to remember because I wasn't sure if that was something that was already built into the family strife at this point, or if this is the.
I think this is
thing.
the breaking point.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be I can see both sides of it, but a Fossaway is pretty far down the tree of aristocracy, right?
Yeah, I think they sided with the Greens in the Dance of the Dragons. So I think they were, I don't think. I think it's maybe hinted at that they were possibly lowered in status because of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That makes sense because if he's being made a lord by participating in the melee, and that implies that they are of not quite noble but not lordly tier. I don't know where that would fall in terms of the Magna Carta or the Game of Thrones equivalent of the Magna Carta. But yeah, they're low enough down the chain that they can be promised a promotion in terms of ability.
Yeah. Well, but also the thing is, fighting on a particular side in a trial by combat for someone that you don't really know.
That's risky business.
Yeah. Also, actually, there was one thing that I heard about this, and I think there might. And I rewatched it just before we came on today, and I think there might be something in this, right? So, Stefan Fossaway is getting knighted as this is all happening.
Raymond's
getting knighted. That's it. And
that sequence is epic.
That was epic, but also, but Dunk has not
Dunk hesitated.
He sort of freezes,
I think that's the most compelling evidence so far that Dunk was never truly knighted. all of the hints so far, that was the one where I was like, oh shit, yeah, he doesn't feel like he has for a knight to name a knight. That was the first time I was like, yeah, that's really the nail in the coffin for me believing that he wasn't truly knighted.
Yeah, like it's one thing lying for yourself, but then when that lie sort of affects Raymond,
noble calling of another,
yeah.
Do you think is it Lionel, the Baratheon?
Yeah.
Do you think he read the room enough to know why? Or do you think he just kind of wanted him to hurry up?
No. I think
I read it as him working out what the sitch is and being like, "Oh well, I'll step in here."
Yes, that's certainly a possible read. It could be that poor Dunk doesn't remember the words, but no, I think at least like thematically and for the purposes of like. I
kind of like the idea of Lionel as a character. He's kind of a wise fool. Like he is this kind of drunk, crazy, there for the party and the gals and the drinking and the booze or whatever. But he has good insight into people. And I can see him kind of reading enough of the room to be like, I can see why. I don't know. It'll be interesting to find out if it ever gets.
I'm just going to check actually. Lionel Baratheon. Is he like the patriarch of the Baratheons at the moment?
I think he is.
Is he the senior of the house? Quite possibly. He's
actually. I don't know if they ever explicitly say.
Oh wait, it says here on the Wiki of Ice and Fire, he's Lord of Storms and Lord Paramount of the Stormlands and the Storm King in brackets briefly.
Whatever that means.
Okay.
What's the Storm King when they're at home?
The title of Storm King was held by the ancient Durradan kings who ruled the Kingdom of Storm, most of which is now the Stormlands and at one point included the Riverlands, the Crownlands, and the eastern part of the Reach. But it just says in brackets briefly, World of Ice and Fire, the Stormlands, House Baratheon.
Well, I'm guessing, the Baratheons being high enough by the time of Game of Thrones books proper to be a genuine claimant to the throne. And there has been intermarriage between the Baratheons and the Targaryens over the years. They're pretty high up. Like we're talking like Lannisters, Baratheons, and Tyrells.
Yeah,
pretty much like the peak, and obviously Starks. Like they are the head of the areas that they're in. Like their Fossways are lower lords by comparison.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, according to Wiki of Ice and Fire, he's only ever really mentioned in passing in other places. So he's actually seems like for now, not a hugely fleshed out character. So
that also means the showrunners can have fun with it, and they have had fun with this character. I am enjoying pretty much everything about it. I was going to look up, and I haven't had a chance to look up, is what is actually the all sworn words of the knighting kind of.
Oh, it's by the.
They don't. I don't think they say all 7. They only say.
Yeah, they only go through the first 3 or 4. And I was going to look it up, and I couldn't.
I don't think George has ever actually written the entire thing, from what I heard.
That would be interesting to know what the other kind of sworn tenets of knighthood are in this particular world, because there are different. If you talk about Arthurian legend, they have their like sworn like knightly valor things, and there is the kind of house words of service that are established in Game of Thrones that like Sansa says to Brienne, which is like always have bread at my table and etc. etc. But just because this show I trust to actually give meaning to things that are said. It'd be something interesting to kind of know all of the different sections, but I didn't look it up. And if you're saying that it was never written, then I won't look it up. But it would be nice to know.
That's what I heard. I mean, I don't think so.
The 3 I've heard is in the name of the in the name of the father, I charge you to be just. In the name of the warrior, I charge you to defend the innocent. Brave, who's defending the innocent? Someone charges you with defending the innocent, and then
It's the
maiden charges you to protect all women.
Okay, that one's useful because that ones that were said were the father to keep be honourable, the warrior to charge you to be brave, father to charge you to be honourable, mother to protect you from the innocent, and I think those are only three that we. Oh yeah, so be just, not honourable. So
that's it. Yeah.
Warrior to be brave, father to be just, mother to be the young and innocent. Now the gods of the seven. There's like the stranger.
We have the stranger, the crone, the
maiden,
the smith.
The smith. The smith would be interesting. I wonder what they charge the knight to. The father, mother, maiden, crone, warrior, smith, and stranger. So, like, you didn't get the maiden, the crone, smith. By the
smith, I charge you to look after your armor, keep your sword.
Charge it, shine your boots.
Yeah.
So the father represents justice, the mother represents mercy, the maiden represents innocence, the crone represents wisdom, warrior represents strength, smith represents creation, and the stranger is obviously death. So presumably it's, strike down only those who deserve it in the name of death, etc. I don't know. It'll be if they ever do answer the whole of the
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, I think, to be honest, it's not hugely important. The gist is kind of what counts, right? So I think in the books, the Trial of Seven is a little more known about amongst the Targaryens, right?
A little bit less of a forgotten tradition. Yeah, they kind of definitely
They had to explain it to the audience.
Yeah, I was thinking that. That's probably more to do with it.
Yeah, it did feel a bit of a exposition point rather than they made it much older and much less known.
Is there a reason
to be able to explain it?
Is there a reason why Aerion Brightflame is expected to fight his own trial by combat?
Right? Why can't he just put up a
champion?
Yeah, why can't he?
Champion? Maybe because I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's we have discussed it a little bit in this, that this is an era where Targaryens don't have dragons, so they have to show themselves to be at the front of their own situations.
Yeah.
That could be it.
I mean, it's either that or it's I was going to say maybe later on in the timeline they allow champions, but to be honest, this isn't that far behind Game of Thrones, so
who are the trials by combat we saw in Game of Thrones? Who are the people that have used champions? Tyrion, Cersei, right? Like,
yeah,
that's been a dwarf and a woman. So maybe by Westerosi standards, that's more acceptable for them to use a champion than someone who's like Aerion, who is trained as a knight and is
Yeah, it wouldn't be seen by having a lot of confidence in yourself, really, would it? If you picked a champion, and also, I suppose, unless it's tough to say because, like, they're probably one of the best fighters going, because they have so much training. Any Targaryen would probably be relatively decent, but but they do have Kingsguard.
It's really cute. I was like, is that my stomach? No.
Well, the Kingsguard will be fighting in the Trial of Seven.
Yeah. So this was kind of his way of kind of skirting the danger, really, I guess.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
he's hoping that they're going to bail him out.
Yeah, sort of. I mean,
I've just wikied of Ice and Fire, and apparently the only known two trials by seven is the one that we're about to witness. One from Maegor the First.
Isn't that with the Faith Militant?
Yes, it seems to be. They've all got the same shields.
Okay, interesting. But the Faith Militant Knights, do they have to be knights, or do they just have to be champions?
I assume that they have to, have a level of nobility, because obviously, had to be
knighted.
To be knighted in order to participate.
Oh, yeah.
But the Hope Militant's kind of an odd intermediate.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. Or is it just like what's acceptable for the time, and that changes maybe.
Possibly.
Maybe, but also the trial by seven. That is religious. It's like
an appeal to the gods.
That's
for
it.
them to
Yeah.
intervene.
So maybe it's acceptable that the church does it like that, I guess. So yeah, I guess so. So on the on Aerion side, what we got? We've got like 3 Kingsguard. I'll look this one up actually.
Three Kingsguard. We got Fossaway, Stefan Fossaway.
What a Beesbury. I mean, I'm looking it up, so I'm slightly spoiling myself for the outcome.
Well, speaking of Beesbury, I want to go on a whole tangent on Beesbury.
On the bees.
Both Humphreys, actually. Humphrey Harding and Humphrey Beesbury. Beesbury, he didn't have a single line. He just like showed up and he's like, all right, I'm on Dunk's team, and didn't say a word. I loved his outfit. His mustache was amazing.
Yeah.
But we don't know anything about him. And I saw something like an interview with the actor that played him behind the scenes or something, and I guess he filmed stuff like speaking scenes, and I think they were cut, or they must have been cut or something. So I'm really interested to see that.
Yeah, I don't mind at some point, like if there's like deleted scenes on DVDs, like it's one of the few ones that I'm like, this is one of those ones that I wouldn't mind a little bit of extra with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So we've got so we've got Aerion, Bright Flame. We've got Daeron, who he's going to take a fall, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly. Then we've got Maekar, which is Aerion's dad, right? Father.
Yeah.
Then we've got Stefan Fossaway, Stefan Fossaway's got the red apple, and Raymond has the green apple. And then we've got Sir Willem Wilde of the Kingsguard, Sir Donald of Duskendale of the Kingsguard, and Sir Roland Crakehall.
Was Crakehall the one who was a crabber, quote unquote?
No, the one from Duskendale.
The
crabber.
Yeah. Or that's
that owns a whole navy. Like I started my own business. I'm an entrepreneur.
I just started.
Yes, my father owns a chain of hotels, but I.
I started out with just a small $1 million loan from my father.
Yeah, small $1 million.
No student loans and houses, and then I put myself up by my bootstraps, and I did it independent, like. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's a nice bit of satire there, wasn't it? Nice bit of satire.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Again, I think that was probably my favourite moment from that episode.
Yeah. So they talk about it being an Andal tradition, i.e. a Faith of the Seven tradition. But because that got me thinking about...
That kind of makes sense with the Faith militant.
Yeah. But also, actually, if the Blackwoods are Northmen in the Riverlands, isn't that sort of a little bit contrasting the Mandalese, which are Andals in the north? Am I right in thinking that the Mandalese they used to weren't they banished from the Reach? And
I don't
from my head
recall that, but I believe you if you say it.
I don't know if I believe.
I have no reason not to believe it, but I'm having trouble tracking the timelines.
Okay, they originated in the Reach, but they were forced into exile by House Gardner.
Which were the stewards of the Reach before Tyrells, right?
Before the Tyrells, yeah, and they've gone extinct, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
They were all killed. They were killed by Aegon's conquest, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
interestingly one of the things that I'm enjoying looking at this Ice and Fire on the Trial by Seven, which does include spoilers for the outcome. But it seems to have a quote which I'm assuming is from the book, because I doubt they would have updated this since the episode came out, which basically is word for word the scene that happened in the story that we said was kind of heavy exposition. It seems to be word from the book, which is quite nice.
Sorry, which was the scene that's heavy Oh, the one at the bit at the beginning.
Duncan, I don't understand. What is the trial of seven? Baylor. It's another form of trial by combat, ancient, seldom invoked. It came across the narrow sea with the Andals and their seven gods. In the trial by combat, the accuser and the accused, us and the gods, decide the issue between them. The Andals believe that seven champions fight on each side. The gods, thus being honoured, to make more of a hand and see that the result was achieved.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming that's got to be a quote from the book, because that would be a very fast update if it was a quote from show. So I'm assuming that that's pretty much word for word, which is, it's nice to see when someone takes a literal snippet from the books.
Yeah, it's kind of
a lot of the dialogue in this has been word for word.
It's respectful. I'm really enjoying the level of respect.
But at the same time, there has been an amount added, but fittingly so, right? Like it's.
But everything with Humphrey Beesbury was cut.
Yeah, more Beesbury. Justice for Beesburys. Why so much bee hate?
Bee hate. Oh, bee hate.
Like, bring it comb. Like
the guy,
honey.
the one-eyed guy doesn't have any lines in the book, does he? But he talks in the show, and I kind of like that.
I like that he talks in the third person. It's so like weird just and wonderful.
Odd riddles. Is it like, if it is madness bid, it is madness done?
I do like the personalities, because again, this is a character-driven story. It's so nice to have personality.
I really wish we got a scene of Egg going out and recruiting these guys.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
Again, it's one of those ones that I kind of wish there was some sort of a behind the scenes or deleted sequences that we could get hold of somehow. This show has not been scared of flashbacks, maybe we'll have a flashback at some point of Egg around being like, "Hey, do you want to? Are you a noble knight? Could you please?"
They nail the flash. Like I do. I am very critical of flashbacks. This is how you do flashbacks. Exactly, like in a way that, like as someone that doesn't like flashbacks, they actually do flashbacks properly here. Almost more for like sometimes for comedic effect, or just as glimpses into the past, rather than, okay, I'm going to tell you a story from a long time ago. Like it's
more like how memories actually work.
Yes,
I really enjoyed that throwaway shot of Sir Alan in this episode. It was such a good like little insight into, again, his personality.
When the knighting,
just before the knighting, where he's about to do his speech, and he just literally that moment where Alan's just like shrugging at him, like, "Well, you've stepped in this shit, deal with it." Right, it's so much personality, and literally about maybe 2 seconds worth of visual media that tells you so much about his personality and so much of his relationship with Doug.
Yeah.
It's just really good, concise visual storytelling, and I think that's one of the things I really enjoy about this show so far is they're telling a lot with not that much show running time. Like it's been 4 episodes of half an hour long. This is less than a movie's length.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I know more about these characters than, say, Sansa in 7 seasons. Without having to deliberately put them through significant amounts of horrendous trauma. Like I actually understand all of these characters' motivations and all of their personalities in 2 hours worth of content with other characters scattered in. That's really good, concise storytelling.
There's not a wasted moment. It always feels like, not that there was that much in the way of Game of Thrones, to be honest, but like they could have made each episode an hour long, and I'd still be grateful for all of this. Not that I'm complaining. Like the fact that they've managed to keep it slimmed down and poignant.
I could maybe do I think 45 minutes per episode would have been a sweet spot, because I do feel like we are, again, I would like to know Beesbury and his amazing armor and his horse. It'd be nice to know a bit more about him. More justice for bees.
Yeah.
Again, I wouldn't want too much more as well. And having the thing that we said, more Beesbury and more Egg this episode would be nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
recruiting people. I could have happily watched a 10-minute scene of Egg going around going, "I'm sorry to wake you up, but could you maybe
could you help my friend?"
Please, can I have some more?
To be honest, there was the one scene about Egg because this kid actor, what's his name again? It's
That's the thing you posted.
Dexter or something.
Oh, Dexter Solansel.
Yeah.
Like he's nailed the role. Like I don't know where they found him.
He has the biggest eyes. Like every time he has a crying scene, it looks like his eyes are going to fall out. It's great.
But I'm still trying to look for. Oh yeah. So Beesbury's is Beesbury's the one who's like, it's Aerion's debt. We mean to collect it.
No. Beesbury didn't have any lines. It was
Foster, not
Harding.
That's
Humphrey.
The guy
Harding.
his leg got crushed by.
The one whose leg got broken because of bad jousting etiquette.
Yeah. But I quite liked with I think it's like Lionel Baratheon. And he points, he goes, it was your boy that recruited me or something like that. Oh yeah, no. Who the fuck is this Sir Steveron? Your boyfriend, Sir Steveron. And he goes, no, it's your boy who found me. And then you just see Egg just like swinging an axe, like he's playing around like a kid.
Yeah.
It's just
like all the scenes where Egg is just a kid are great, and all the scenes where Egg is like older than his years are also great.
Yeah, he balances between these two worlds delightfully well. Like at one hand, he's in like miniature grown-up clothes, speaking all proper and posh, and then the next he's like, "Die, you Blackfire bastards!" Like like the way that he can actually make that character like kind of genuinely believable, because like when we see like royal family children, they're always the prim and proper, right? But like we know they can't like
the kids.
They're kids, yeah. Like the fact that that we just see the moments of him being a child just shine through, even at the most serious of times. It just makes me like his character even more. Like it's just chef's kiss, you know.
Always more egg every time.
More Egg, great chemistry with Dunk. I'd like, I think I would actually like to see some more scenes with Egg and other characters, perhaps, because I think he's just got that good on stage sort of chemistry, not just with Dunk, but I feel like he could carry that across to others. I reckon. Just
Do
I don't
wonder
know
whether or not having as much scenes with him is more to do with guild rules regarding children on camera for extended periods of time. I don't know whether or not they've done less scenes with him than they could have done because couldn't film for that long.
Those things always have.
I don't feel like they've necessarily cut scenes, but a bit more Egg.
Yeah, I think in this episode they just needed to get there was a lot of stuff they needed to get in, and I think character moments with Egg might have just not made the time frame really. That would be my punt anyway.
I've also just got to give. I know I've already given a shout out to Fossaway's armor, but I've also just noticed Fossaway's cape. Oh, that's beautiful. That's great.
Raymond.
Yeah.
Oh no, Stefan.
He 24:59. There's a shot of him walking away, and it's a beautiful bit of fabric. I also hope that if they do like a melee, which I'm assuming they will in the Trial by 7, that cape comes to bite him in the arse.
Yeah.
Oh, Incredibles.
Yeah, no capes.
Yeah.
You knew the reference. You knew what I was going for. Also, talking of him as well, did you guys notice he ate the whole apple, including the core, in the scene right at the beginning where he was going to...
Oh, wait.
I did not notice that.
Isn't it a movie cliche that bad guys eat apples?
Yeah, it's a movie cliche that assholes eat apples.
Yeah, assholes eat apples. And we've not seen... we've seen him now eat an apple, but I don't think we've actually seen Raymond eat an apple. I think we've seen Stefan eat an apple, but not Raymond. I just don't know. I don't know whether that's what it was intended. Yeah, we've seen him drink cider, but not eat apple. Again, don't know if that was what they were going for, but there was definitely something interesting about the fact that he was eating it like right down to the stalk.
I didn't even notice that. I'm gonna have to rewatch that. I'm gonna rewatch this episode.
Yeah, no, I totally didn't notice that. What time was he eating it? Was it this episode?
It was this episode. Let me hop to.
Oh, Ramsay Bolton eats an apple, doesn't he?
Ramsay, yeah. And it's also a metaphor in Pirates of the Caribbean for sexual assault. Just throwing that one out there. Curse of the Black Pearl, eating apple is totally metaphor for heinous crimes against women. Just throwing that out there. It is around 12 minutes in, roughly, that it begins the scene with him chunking his way through the tail end of the apple. Yeah. 11:55.
11:55.
He's like literally, he's eaten the core, and the only thing left is the stalk.
You're right. It was so quick. It was a good catch.
This is how my brain works. I don't know if it's good or bad.
It's good.
11:55.
11:55. Yeah, like literally the start of the scene.
On mine, it's at 12:13.
Oh, 12:13.
I guess.
Ooh. I wonder if there's like a different, like half a shot in the American version. That's interesting.
I think it's probably just the HBO logo at the beginning.
Maybe your logo's longer. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've got the American version as well. Yeah, for reasons.
Is it okay? Interesting. Okay.
For reasons.
That's fascinating. Because my 12:13 is like a whole like 5 sentences later. Weird. What out of curiosity, which streaming service are you using? I'm using Now.
I'm using it's HBO Max through YouTube.
Okay.
My dad actually, I'm on like Google. The Google does the family sharing, so my dad pays for HBO Max through YouTube, and then I get it through the family sharing. Is kind of sweet.
I'm using Sky Atlantic through Now TV.
Okay, I'm using a lesser-known service called Pirate Bay. So.
Hypothetically, that's the
in Minecraft. In Minecraft, yeah.
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
Yeah.
There's the HBO title's about 5 seconds. I don't know if that makes a difference.
I mean, I think I have the HBO. I might have Sky. One second, let me see. I started with the Sky Atlantic.
Okay.
Then the HBO logo.
Oh, well, it's 4.
So why does yours has more logos, but it seems that scene happened sooner.
Seems further behind.
It's
interesting.
I've got.
Anyway, that's curiosity for another time.
34 minutes 19 seconds.
34 minutes 19 seconds
is the whole total runtime.
Yeah.
We jump to 34:19. I've got 33:01. 33:01 is where my episode finishes.
Did you just cut out some of the credits, maybe, or speed them up?
Maybe.
Yeah, they might.
It seemed to be slightly different from the Fossaway Apple scene. Maybe you guys get like an extra 5 seconds worth of footage at some points.
That would be interesting if there was any surprise at this day and age. But
I want to do an edit exchange with you guys. I mean, it's only a matter of a couple of seconds, but so how long did you say your episode was? Where the finish time is?
34:19.
34:19.
Yeah. You
guys have got an extra minute and 18 seconds in comparison to my one.
That's gotta be credits in my imagination, but
one sec. If I jump to the pre-credits shot, one sec. Let me see what that time that is. I'm fascinated. One sec. This is so interesting to me. Okay, so the gods decide if it was right or wrong. Epic music. Watching subtitles. He rides away.
I don't.
Doug. Horse whinnies. Cuts to black. Epic music continues. 31 minutes 6 seconds.
So 31 minutes and 6 seconds for me. Let's see. Are there no true knights among you?
What?
That's the scene. Yeah, it's Dunk giving his.
Oh my gosh! I have like a minute left somewhere. That's so weird. I wonder what was cut for the Now TV version. There's literally a minute's difference. is fascinating. I want to know. I kind of want to go through frame by frame with you guys. I don't think we have time, but like, I'm so interested to know what I missed.
Okay, here's
that's really
There's literally a minute's difference.
I'm trying to think what would be so controversial that they cut it. I can't think of anything.
There's nothing in this one that's like too violent or aggressive or sexual or whatever. Like that, like a minute difference isn't nothing.
That's not nothing.
It literally cuts to black at 1 minute at 31 minutes 6 seconds.
My gut instinct tells me that
it must be something with the credits or something, or like opening credits.
My gut tells me that because Sky air this on TV, they might have had to splice it a bit to make it fit a TV runtime. I want to know
what it is.
Maybe they speed it up by like 5%.
Oh, that's why my brain is working on double speed. Okay, one sec. So, are there no true knights amongst you? For me, is 30 minutes and 2 seconds. Yeah, there's literally a full minute.
Yeah, I mean, if they're cutting it for TV times, because like it's 34 minutes, they want to probably cut it closer to something like 30, 31. I can only imagine that they either take out really useless scenes or trim a lot of scenes by just a fraction, by a couple of seconds here and there.
It must be so minimal, but the only way to compare it would be to do a full cut comparison, like put them next to each other.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. We would never have known.
Yeah.
So weird.
I'm sort of searching around for it. But
presumably the vast majority of the content, it's got to be a close enough match. People aren't up in arms going, oh my gosh, why is Sky TV cutting important things? It must be such a minuscule, tiny amount of very tiny alterations, either in transitions early or cutaways that aren't there, cutaways that are just slightly shorter.
Yeah.
Or, an extra second or two to the opening things. But yeah, that is so interesting to me that there's a 4 minutes difference between your version and my version. That's nutty.
Okay.
Right, I completely derailed the conversation for the sake of trying to find a scene where Hossway eats an apple, but that has gotten to me a little bit.
I want to get to the bottom of this.
So if we go back to the beginning, if I were to find a thing from the beginning, see how early on the change happens.
So the HBO logo lasts like 8 seconds, and then it's opens on the darkness and the ceiling.
If I find like a good line, and I'll pause at a good line in the first scene, see how big of a difference it is from the beginning. So if we go from Egg coming into the room, Egg says thunder rumbling, and then Egg says leave the food and go. And for me, that's 1 minute and 14 seconds. It's a shot of Egg and the servant next to him putting down the tray of food. Says, leave the food and go. And that is 1 minute and 14 seconds in.
1 minute and 14 seconds in.
What do you guys have on your screen?
What do you have? 1 minute 14. We have Egg just looking at Dunk in the dungeon. Yeah, he's just...
So he says leave the food and go at 1:11.
Yeah.
Okay, so it can't be the opening things because we're pretty much in sync at the beginning. So there's something in the middle.
It might be sped up. I think it might just be sped up by percent.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got exactly 15 minutes in. Dunk says, "Does your father know you've left the castle?"
Okay, let me jump to 15 minutes in. Exactly 15 minutes. I've got when my father demanded to know where Egg had gotten to. And it's got, what's he called, pinned to the table. Exactly 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. Pinned to the table, that's 15 minutes and 20 seconds, 21 seconds for me.
So there's already 21 seconds difference by 15 minutes in. That's so weird. My brain is like, what's going on? What am I missing from my end?
So 8 minutes exactly.
Okay, let me jump back to 8 minutes exactly. One sec.
I've just got a picture of Egg looking forlorn. The next line, trial by combat, he says, at around 8 minutes and 7 seconds.
Okay, 8 minutes exactly. I've got shots of the other lords. 8 minute 1 second, 8 minute 2 seconds. Aerion, I refuse. 8 minute 3 seconds. You cannot refuse. 8 minutes 6 seconds. Knight accused of crime had the right to demand as such.
So it's a sentence or two.
Yeah, so it's already. Anyway, like this should not be the focus of this podcast, but like I would like to do a cut comparison. This is the sort of thing that I'd be so interested to know why there's a difference.
Okay, so my punt is that they've basically shortened, every scene by a short little bit for the sake
like
of
half a second.
Yeah, for the sake of making it fit within a TV broadcasting frame.
Yeah, I'm sure they can't have deleted lines or scenes because that would be enough. That would be obvious enough that people who were like having conversations like ours would have noticed.
Yeah.
But yeah, just that's fascinating. I keep saying it, but like that is so interesting to me that there is that difference. In such a short show. Like if it was like a longer episode or with something like more gratuitous violence or sex or scenes that cross culture might have different legislation.
Yep.
I'd find it a bit easier to understand. Like if there was something, I don't know, reference to, I mean, there is reference to childhood abuse in this, but like if there was something that like in Europe or the UK, there was a specific legislation that wasn't in America or vice versa, that would make more sense. But not in this episode that's this short. There could be a minute, 18 seconds difference by the end of a 30-minute long episode. That's not an unreasonable difference.
No.
Not me.
Well, you heard the bit. I guess So you heard the bit about Egg explaining why he hates Aerion.
Yes, so that is definitely in the cut. And I also, I know I mentioned it in previous episodes, but I talked about how in episode 1 there was the rescue the cat, kick the dog scenario.
Yeah, that really came to fruition.
It came to fruition where he threw the cat in the well. I'm like, if you wanted to know if someone's a shitbird, killing a cat, that's pretty high up there. All of us, the cat owners on this podcast, all of us would be like, nah, do not throw the cat down the well.
Yeah, exactly. And he delivered that line so well. He says he didn't, but he did.
He did, yeah. I mean, there's something so, like, one of the things I really enjoyed particularly in this episode that kind of came to the forefront for me is obviously the circumstances are heightened because of being knightly and valor and for the gods and everything else. But like, I really enjoy that for the most part, all of the characters are really sensible. People are making good decisions based on their circumstances. Like all the way through, they're making like reasonable, human, like not crazy, like stupid, brave things for the sake of being stupid, brave, and not mean and vindictive for the sake of being mean and vindictive. Most of the characters in this are just having conversations and making the best out of what's in front of them, and it's genuinely really refreshing to have people having sincere and sensible conversation. Like the whole thing with the blacksmith was just so
I love Steve
down
Pate.
to earth. It was lovely. The blacksmith scene was so nice.
Yeah. I also I found it kind of strange, but also like nice that Steely Pate he came out with him, like he came out with Dunk.
Yeah.
Like
he was there to support his bros. It was really nice.
Yeah. So is he like a sponsor?
Yeah, well, it kind of reminded me of, again, can we get through one episode of the show without mentioning A Knight's Tale? And the blacksmith is there, the female blacksmith who does the Nike mark on her armour, came out to support in A Knight's Tale. I kind of like the idea that he's there to support as a manufacturer. It was neat. It was neat, and like I did enjoy the fact that he did mention that he did some repairs to the shield. He did note that the shield was in bad nick.
I want to see in the next episode. So I'm assuming that we got 6 episodes. This is episode 4. So we got the trial itself. I reckon next episode. And then I'm assuming
aftermath and
the aftermath of that. So I'd be interested to see if Steely, like his shield, the shield that he makes for Dunk, whether or not there's a scene in the book where where like it demonstrates that if he hadn't have put that reinforced steel on, it might have gone another way.
Yeah, or if someone else hasn't had their shield improved.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just the scene of like I'm enjoying the idea, again talking about realistic characters, the idea that Duncan really knows his own mortality. He's experienced recent death, and he's in mourning for someone who died of a seemingly mundane thing. Mm-hmm. And when he saw all of the jousting a couple of episodes ago, he had flashback of mundane death during the scene of great kind of sportsmanlike activity.
Yeah.
And the scene where he's looking at the shield and only seeing sunset and falling stars and seeing kind of death and misery, and then being comforted by the tree, by the blacksmith. It was such a healthy form of masculinity being expressed. Like it was genuine. It was men comforting men in a time of fear.
Yeah.
And it was so well done and charming. And just I'd like to see more of that when someone has a justifiable right to be frightened and to feel hopeless and to be in a sad place being comforted by their bro, because that was lovely. It was so nice.
That was really good. I like that scene. And another thing that I thought that was really realistic, a realistic choice that the show is making him move the book to, is that Tansel gets the hell out of town, and it's not going to be like Dunk is going to, win the day and get the girl in the end. She got the hell out of there.
Yeah, she got the hell out of Dodge. She did the we can imagine if this was Game of Thrones to a certain point, they might have not made that choice for the sake of dramatic tension. We'd all be yelling at the screen going, "Girl, get out of there! What are you doing?" It is the equivalent of a horror movie moment. If she'd stuck around, we would have been like, "You are absolutely nuts. You've got a prince who's ticked off with you.
Yeah.
Get out of there." A sadistic, nasty piece of work prince is, calling you treasonous. Get the heck out of there.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, Tansel is Dornish, right? So if she goes back to Dorne,
he's pretty much safe forever.
Yeah, it would be a bit of a diplomatic incident.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, just sensible choices. Making sensible choices. And of course, the guy whose leg was broken because of bad form during the battle would be willing to stand up to, do a melee. Of course, Blacksmith was there to be kind of the shield and would have reinforced it before giving it back, because it's a point of pride, and also, clearly he sees that Dunk is a good guy. It's just really so grounded as a show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so nice to see.
Yeah, and also interestingly enough, Lionel Baratheon, interestingly enough, seems like actually kind of a believable character in a way. I was expecting him to be a little bit artificially wild, if you know what I mean. And I think Mark Addy did a really good job as well.
I think, you're right, because there was the opportunity to make him so cartoony. He's not realistic as someone who could be respected as a leader, a ruler, a soldier. And instead they just kind of, what were we talking about last week? We were saying, is it the equivalent of you're wild and crazy when you're out with your bros at a sports thing, but then you go back and you're a sensible accountant in your normal time?
Yeah.
I can't remember if that was in reference to Baratheon or not. I like the fact that his characterization is, he can take things seriously.
Yeah.
And he does. And when he can take things as a relaxed and enjoyable thing, he does. It's nice to see.
Yep.
I also enjoyed the throwback, because I've got to the same scene again. When they're looking out at the kind of sports ground before going into the trial by combat, and they're having all of the meet and greet with all of the Team A, Team Bs, all of the sort of, I'm assuming they're kind of posts for supporting jousting columns or something. Like there's a load of like waist to hip high statues of shields and knights like on the field, and they kind of look like gravestones, and I just kind of like that as an aesthetic choice. Throwing that out there.
Yeah,
I'll shut up now for a bit.
I don't know what to say about this now. Like, I mean, it was all excellent. Like, yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, have we covered it? I think we might have covered everything, really. Yeah, this was definitely one of the best episodes. I think it was rated one of the best episodes.
Yeah, I think I saw it got like a 9.7 on IMDb or something.
It's 8.7.
8.7. Okay.
8.7
Maybe
with
it was the first day.
Yeah, well, 48.9% of people gave it a 10, 27% of people gave it a 9, and then 13% of people gave it an 8. And then for some reason, 2% of people gave it a 1.
I don't think they like the show. That's fine. You can't force other people's yums.
Sorry.
If you don't like it, you don't like it.
Sorry, 8.7 is the whole show. This episode was 9.7.
Okay.
So it goes 8.2 for episode 1, 8.3 for episode 2, which to me was a much bigger jump. Like episode 2, 3, and 4, I give them all 10s. I give episode 1, maybe like a 7, I guess. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's all set up, which, fine, you get it. But like,
I definitely give this one a 10. The other one, yeah, I'd have to go back and rewatch the other ones to.
Yeah, the only one
I want to binge this all again once all 6 episodes are out.
And you can do it in a day.
It's easy. It's nice and digestible. Not overly long. No filler.
No. I kind of wonder if there could be an edit where it is edited as a film, like it's just.
I'm sure someone will do it. Just as a fan.
Like, I mean, I don't even know what that would involve. Would that just involve? Basically splicing it together back to back, taking
and taking out some of the slow long shots for atmospheric.
Taking out the titles.
Like they probably cut a good chunk of episode 1, reduce that down. Yeah, you could probably cut this into a longish but very good film.
Yeah.
I mean, not the whole series into a film, but
yeah. This is like the only episode where there hasn't been some kind of. I say there hasn't been some sort of diarrhea incident, but like...
It did have the fart joke.
We did have that, yeah.
Honestly, it almost got to the end of the episode without a little bit of juvenile humour, and then they went to town on it, made it appropriately thematic. It was, they had the cake and they ate it.
Yeah.
A couple of throwaway things before we wrap up, just because it's me and that's how my brain works. The fact that Dunk is nice to the rat in the prison.
Oh, yeah.
Nice little moment. The whole sequence with Egg and him serving the wine and Dunk being like, he's a good squire, he's a good lad, he meant no harm. It's nice. And Dunk being, and Egg being, a good little supplier and, like, honestly, his relationship with his uncle is so nice, and you can see the influence he's had on him.
Yeah.
And I am aware of some aspects of the ends of the episodes. So, it's good that Egg's had a positive influence in his life when clearly his father is best ignorant, arrogant. The nut crushing scene where he's and he's making a mess and using his knife for
he's having the lord of the house pick up after him.
Yeah.
Like that was again great and concise, effective character work. Like you don't need to write a 2-page monologue from a character being rude.
Yeah.
To get characterization. Like having him do that is enough.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy that little moment. Had the eating the apple, the dragon dream, because you guys have been spoiled. How do you guys feel about the dragon dream?
So what's his exact wording?
So he saw a dragon that had wings the size of the field. I think he said something about being on top of Doug, but then Doug lived.
Yeah, I to be honest, I didn't break that one down a little bit, but I think right. I'm having a new thought. Is this representative of Baylor perhaps not making it through the fight?
Well, there's a lot of Targaryens in
there's
the fight.
Four Targaryens in the fight. So we've got the guys on the other side. So that's Aerion, who's a dick, Daeron, who's going to take a fall, and Maekar, who we don't really like that much, but is Egg's dad, so maybe he'll be worth living. And everyone kind of wants Aerion dead because he's nutcracking, abusive, work.
That damn nutcracker.
And obviously Baelor is like a good egg all round. So given that it's Game of Thrones, I think it's relatively predictable that the one that we want to live probably won't live, and the ones that we want to die probably will survive.
Yep.
But I think there has also been, again, the wider knowledge of spoilers and the fact that there was a prediction that Egg would become king presumably means that all the heirs before him die at some point. So how many of them go in this particular event, who's to say?
Who's to say, but dares to dream.
We haven't really had Egg's opinion on Maekar. Obviously, he was defensive of Daeron.
He said he when in the last episode, I think, or was it episode 4, episode 3 or episode 2, where Dunk says, "Did you know your father?" And Egg's like, "Well, not really," or something like that.
Yeah, I think his father's kind of absent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also interested because in end of episode 3, Egg said he shaved his head because he didn't want to look like Aegon. Aerion. Then he said in this episode that Daeron was the one that shaved his head. So did he ask Daeron to shave his head?
I'd imagine so.
I guess so.
Or they probably discussed it, or he was on board with it at least. It might have been Daeron's idea.
I feel like in the books, Daeron just got drunk and decided to shave his egg head because he thought it would be funny. And then they've made it slightly more poignant and specific in the show. It was because he doesn't want to have blonde hair.
I think it was because he was trying to hide out in that inn with Egg initially. And
Egg has got the Targaryen blonde.
Yeah, and he didn't want people to notice the Targaryen blonde hair and be like, "Hey, the princes are here." I saw this kid with silver hair.
I am enjoying the more grounded look of the Targaryens in this series. The fact that the only one who looks ethereal and elfiny is the asshole.
Yes, although who's the drunk one again?
Daeron.
He does
kind of looks more golden blonde.
Yeah, like a Lannister blonde almost. Is that?
Yeah.
So I know that this is in part supposed to demonstrate that the Martells have sort of married into the family a little bit, so they are losing their genetic inbredness. I don't want to use the word purity because it kind of makes it sound like they're not inbred then, right?
Well, that's why I did it with sarcasm.
Sarcasm, the secret weapon.
Yeah. The secret weapon of all Brits, sarcasm.
And Maekar's wife and Egg and all the kids' mother, those kids' mother is a Dane, Diana Dane.
Okay. There's a lot of, because Danes are kind of mythic, aren't they? Dane is the one with the falling star, and they've got like a kind of old school.
I guess they're from Dorne, right? Or they're sworn to House Martell.
I feel like they're right on the border, aren't they?
Oh, hang on a minute, a Dane Dornish?
I think they're first men.
Whoa, 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 whoa! What?
Andals. One sec. House Dane.
Is it one of the most ancient houses of Seven Kingdoms? Yeah, supposedly a first men ancestry. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're meant to be like. So is it Arthur Dane? Who's the one who was the last of Dane, who's like the sworn sword of.
Well, Arthur Dane is he's like the most modern Dane that we see.
Most modern Dane, because from what I understand of that characterization, is that, and they said that Ed was in love with his sister. Like if like rumor has it that if there was ever a woman that he was in love with, it was Arthur Dane's sister. And they my understanding of him is he's meant to be King Arthur, legendary knight, the best swordsman in the land, the last like true knight of the modern Game of Thrones world by the time Game of Thrones coming round, who was killed at the Bleeding Tower, the Tower of Joy under the Bleeding Star.
That's the one.
And kind of concept that the Danes are this ancient, noble household.
I find it.
I think they're meant to be King Arthur Udgaries, aren't they? Ashara Dane and
possibly.
Arthur Dane being like the last true kind of noble lords that of a time gone. By the time Game of Thrones come around, it's like the idea of the Knights of Legend. From my understanding, I think that's meant to be the concept. So it's interesting that the Targaryens have married into the Danes. They are. I believe they're of the Seven Kingdoms. What region are they from?
So the Danes are from Dawn, but they are first men. That I find that to be very interesting, because also like
first men were forced to the north when the Andals invaded, but I guess there's some houses like
they were forced south
and that held on.
But a Dornish.
They're the Rhoynar. They came after the Andals, I think, right?
Okay, they're the Rhoynar. That makes okay. All right, that yeah. I didn't know who I didn't think I knew who the Rhoynar were.
It's interesting that Egg and Daeron and Aerion and have Dornish blood. Not only Dornish, but have Dane blood in them. So the first men blood. So that yeah. I mean, it's not important to the story. It's just fun facts.
Fun facts.
But I do enjoy the fact that they don't look like Targaryens as per tradition. It all feels a bit more human.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I was like, I just have to point out. I like the shield chant idea of the kind of the shield's mantra. Your shield protecting you. I think that's pretty much it. There was some really lovely like camera movements in this episode. So there was like a pan around from team good guys to team bad guys. It was just really nice. And there was also the overhead shot of Raymond being knighted.
Yeah.
I really like that. And I did enjoy the fact that, obviously, of course, Lionel had to throw in a little sword twirl just before doing it. It looks good in slow motion. It's not necessary, but, you know.
Oh, and also, actually, just looking at a scene, when Dunk is coming out, he has, like, the... Oh, I was going to say... No,
it looks like what he's wearing is he's wearing his quote-unquote peasant garb, but in black.
Oh, do you mean the gambeson? No, wait.
Yeah.
The bit where he's coming out of the side onto the field with the 12 by 7.
Yeah, sorry, I thought you were talking about Egg Dunk. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It looked like he was there was like a star behind him, but it was like the Ashford star. It almost looked a bit like a halo.
Jump back to that sequence. I did enjoy the fact that all of these guys are doing this massive life and death by combat on no sleep.
Oh God, yeah.
They've all been up all night,
fighting.
They're
like
all grumpy gooses.
What's it? Fight like badgers.
Yeah. I can't fight like Badger on no sleep. I'd be grouchy.
Oh well, the adrenaline fixes that.
Uncoordinated.
So yeah, like I mean, they'll fight like pestered badgers. That's the term he uses. But like he drops some names like Lannister or something, doesn't he? He says like, is a Lannister really going to fight in a 12x7 for someone else? I don't know.
Well, then clearly he then effed off and decided that he was going to fight for the Targaryens. So
yeah. Well, no, there's no. Is there a Lannister on the other Targaryen side?
No.
There's no Lannister to be found.
I think he was just bullshitting to get Dunk's hopes
So
up.
Was the betrayal already in the works at this stage?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. From the beginning, he like Aerion put him up to it as a condition to get for him to get his lordship.
Yeah,
is that he had to like completely fuck over Dunk.
Yeah.
I mean, he might not have been conspiring with Aerion from the get-go, but I think as soon as he would have left the tent, he would have been like, nah, there's no chance that this guy is going to even get 7 nights. And it's a really good double play for him, where theoretically, if no one had then stood up for Dunk, he wouldn't have even needed to fight. All he has then is immediate political clout with the Targaryens, because he said, yeah, I'll fight on the side of Aerion. And then he loses nothing. If Dunk can't get another 6 fighters to come and stand by his side, then he doesn't even have to fight. I'll be interested to see how he actually comports himself actually in battle. Because there's a good chance that he was expecting, he said to Dunk, look, I can get you all these guys. He wasn't expecting Egg to go on a recruitment drive. So presumably the only person he thought that he could maybe get was maybe Lionel. And that's it. So, like, it was a really good political double bet on his side. Because if he's saying, look, don't worry, I can get all the guys, and then he actively jumps out of the pool, and yeah, it's a really good play on his part. Like, he comes off as kind of shitty and thinking, but, like, it's a really good political play to be like, I'm on the side of the king. Yeah.
And it's a little bit like... It's a little bit like Bronn, who's like... His justification for being a bit ruthless there is like, well, how did you end up on top? Because your ancestors were brutal, cutthroats. Yeah. And I think he does kind of make a point. Like, if you're going to climb your way up the greasy pole, that's a relatively, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, we're rooting for Dunk, but like, that's a relatively clean way of doing it, if we're honest. Yeah. Like,
one combat.
But also, Aerion, like, he said without a beat, if you don't have 7, you forfeit. And so it was obviously to me, his plan just from the get-go to like have one of his guys drop out at the last minute just so
nowhere to go.
He's got nowhere to go.
Like to get a troll by 7 in one night. I'll be interested to know in the books if it's only one night of recruitment, whether or not he actually has more time. And the other thing to take into account is, did Baylor decide that he was going to? When did he make that decision? He was going to join Team Dunk, because he wasn't there, obviously, at the point when Dunk gets to the arena. So he must have already made that decision by the time Dunk got to the arena. So I'll be interested to know whether or not, like, he found out that Fossaway was going to turn tail, knew that Dunk would be a man down, or just assumed Dunk would be a man down. Like, what point did he realize that there was no chance Dunk was going to get 7 people and knew that he had to jump in? Because he must have been preparing to have that.
Maybe he realized that as his position as, heir to the throne, and he's going to become the next patriarch of this family, that he needs to, put his nephew in line.
Do you think he decided to do it as soon as the trial by 7 was chosen?
I don't know. I don't know. But I think it's something he probably thought a lot about.
Yeah.
He is, quote unquote, a good egg.
Oh, but he's obviously one of the good Targaryen, maybe one of the best Targaryen kings. I mean, I can't think of any that
Well, he's not king.
Oh, he's not king. That's the key. Yeah.
Targaryen heirs. I mean, not to be cynical, but this world tends to be a positive outcome after a lot of misery.
Yeah.
And I've been, I believe, spoiled for the end. I deliberately haven't looked up the ending of this encounter, but he seems too good for this world. Dunk and Egg seem about right for this world, particularly if they end up in as the lady who does predictions ended up predicting. That seems very in keeping with this world, that they can be good eggs during their life and then something will happen at the end. But Balon, the heir to the throne, Baela, seems too good for this world. I don't trust that he will survive this.
Well, can we talk about something not at all related to the episode, but sort of semi?
Yeah.
The interview I sent in the chat earlier before we started, where it seems like Dexter may have leaked some insider info from George.
Oh, yeah.
The fate of Dunk and Egg after Summerhall, or Dunk after Summerhall.
Ah.
He says that George says that Dunk survives Summerhall, which is a new revelation.
I thought he did survive Summerhall, because didn't he carry out the princess?
He did, but that was supposed to be like his last act before he died or something.
Okay.
Oh, so maybe he made an escape. Or maybe how would he know?
Went into hiding. Well, didn't famously. So isn't
George told him, apparently, according to this interview.
Isn't Brienne a descendant of?
Yeah.
Dunk, yes, I
and
believe
Dunk,
so.
as far as I'm aware, doesn't have any legitimate children.
Oh, there's
He becomes Kingsguard.
Well, I might be.
Maybe he has them before he joins the Kingsguard. I don't know how. He wouldn't.
He's got no known
join the
tracking.
Kingsguard until Egg is king, presumably, right? So that's
so presumably,
does
he get married at some point to someone in?
Now, so I've
can't be confused.
My memory is so fuzzy on this, but I think there's a tournament at Winterfell, and I think it is theorized among fans. Ours is the theory hashtag that he has it away with old Nan. And that's where Hodor comes from.
Really? I haven't heard that one.
That is just fan speculation, I believe.
I've never heard that rumor before.
I don't know. I
know old Nan and Hodor are related.
Yeah,
I think that's been established. So I mean that might add up.
I mean, old Nan and Hodor are definitely related, but I didn't know Dunk was.
I don't think it was necessarily a dating situation. I think it was just a bit of,
a bit of a once-off, and then she married someone else very quickly.
Yeah, or I don't know, how puritanical is Winterfell? I mean, they've got the old gods, so.
I mean, they're pretty puritanical in the, marriage is definitely, and the way that their kind of Ned's nobility perception towards. The fact that let's come up with a good example. The fact that Jon feels so victimized by his bastardy.
Yeah, but that
presumably means that they're pretty puritanical.
That's Catelyn. That's all Catelyn.
Yeah.
All Catelyn.
And also, to be fair, that is much more of a slight than anything to do with sexual liberation, right? You got honorable Ned Stark, and the one person that he was not honorable to was his wife. That is I don't think that necessarily has anything to do with the Puritanism stuff. I think that's just
it's hard to know, because most of the discussion regarding that sort of thing is Sansa's perspective, and Sansa is obviously both Catelyn's daughter, and also there is a level of, she is a lady of a fine household, therefore a puritanical culture must be in place for the sake of legitimacy in the future.
Yeah, I think also it's
hard to know. the purity culture of the North.
It might be also
Fair point.
that old Nan is different to, you know, a Lord Paramount, right? It's just old Nan. And also, like...
She'd be young Nan at that point.
Well, young Nan, yeah.
Or just young, whatever her
young
real
woman.
name is. young woman person. Girling my girl pants.
Yeah, we'll see.
I've never heard that rumor that Dunk had a thing with Nan of whatever age she might have been. New one to me.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I'm pretty sure that has not been confirmed.
I think it has been confirmed that Brienne
Yes.
is in some way a legitimate heir, which means that if, like, in order for, obviously, Tarth is a noble house, but a less powerful noble house. So that means that potentially in the last 100 years they either came to nobility or bought their way into nobility or some other such thing.
Yeah.
But presumably there's got to be a legitimate line at some point, or at least a line that may have started illegitimately but then came up in the world. Within the Tarth bloodline, if that is the case. So I'm assuming that is a story that will be told at some point.
Or nodded to, or hinted at.
Or alluded.
Alluded to. That's it, yeah. There might be an
but yeah.
illusion.
Illusion. But yeah, that would have to be a later season at some point.
Yeah. I mean, I am dead certain that we have not seen the last of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah, I really hope. I really hope we get more seasons of this, and they're as good as this one, because that would I'll say, was episode 2 that I was saying I really hope it's popular enough that we get some GIFs from this that you can use in chat, because there's some reaction shots, particularly from Egg. That are just so funny that I want to be able to use in group chats and on Discord and on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Because
Lionel too.
They're fantastic. Just offhand, while I've got you guys here,
Uh-huh.
do you guys have your episode length for the other previous 3 episodes available to you?
Yeah.
Because I just want to see if there's any other inconsistencies regarding length.
If it's like the same amount every time, or okay. So the episode one is 41:53.
Episode 1 for me, I'll click on it because it says 40 minutes on the quick version, but let me just get up the whole episode.
Okay.
Okay, so it says for me 40 and 16 minutes, 40 minutes and 16 seconds.
For me, this is
episode.
interesting. So it's 40 minutes and 5 seconds.
Okay, and then episode 2, I'm 32:06.
33:15.
Okay.
Oh my gosh!
Okay. So this one, 33:14.
Okay, so you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you guys have still got an extra minute on me, and then episode 3, I've got 30:58.
Oh, this is weird. 30:54. It must be something to do with like time slots and speeding up and slowing things down.
30:53.
This is so weird.
So basically, same as Max's.
So weird.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Okay,
Yeah.
we've learned something. We'll have next episode. We'll have to do the same thing. We'll have to see how different it is.
How long is your
It might be something in the credits, but like from what we did from the cutting through it, it looks like there's actual differences in scenes, but it must be again so minor, or else people would have kicked up more of a fuss. The plot points are all there.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Awesome.
It's fun.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Shall we wrap it up there then?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Nice. Fine. All right. Thank you for joining us at home, and we'll catch you on the next episode of How Long Is This Episode? All right.
I'm sorry to be such a tangent.
No. It's good. I like it.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Toodaloo, folks.
Bye.
Bye.